Tonight, I have Mikey Mike. We've got Buddy. We have John from Boston. We have Jay. Aaron is with us. Thank you guys for being here. And I thought we'd do a potluck tonight of anything that you may have wanted to say. It's a new year. If you have new ideas, whatever you want to do. Mine is to be more encouraging, lead with a compliment when I speak with people, even if I don't get along with them, and then discuss from there in a kind and gentle manner, so to speak.
Yes.
Who's up next?
Bravo. That's a great idea.
I don't make resolutions, but I do change from time to time.
I think the world needs more of that, Howie. That's a really good idea.
Sure. All right, I'll go next while you guys contemplate. So we turn the calendar. It's Happy New Year to all of our viewers. I appreciate being back for another season, starting fresh. This is usually a quiet time from now until into February. There's not a whole lot going on in January. There are a couple of holiday parties that I still get on the books, but generally this time as I'm pulling everything in to go through and troubleshoot, check all the gear, make sure all the lights are working, make sure I don't have any bad cables, label anything that's new, just kind of the regroup, get ready for another season. I'm pretty good about twice a year updating the hard drives, in the middle of summer, and then at the end of the year, try to cut some of the fat off of that and kind of have new gear going forward. So thanks for having us on for another year, Howie. Hanging with Howie, going into 2023 strong, and kindness counts. So maybe we'll all work on that for this year, because that's a good one. I like yours.
Who would like to go next? It could be anything. This is potluck.
I guess no. Like
If you brought mashed potatoes, that is fine.
it's New Year's holiday and gravy.
My gravy.
And crazy.
Kindness kills. I don't care if you're in a competitive area and you may not get along with another DJ. Just be kind to them. And one of his clients called you and they said, "Well, this DJ said this price and blah blah blah." You just kill that client with your kindness, and kill your competitor with your kindness. The more you aggravate him, the more it's going to aggravate him, and you're going to get aggravated. It's just going to boil over and over and over. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, and you see all these people talking about quick mixes and 25, 30 seconds of a song. I don't know. Here in northeastern Pennsylvania, if you did that, they'd kill you. And I had made one comment on a certain person's video, and this other guy slammed me. He knows DJs from this area, and everything is quick mixes. I'm like, I live here. I've been doing it for 18 years, and one wedding out of 18 years, I wanted quick mixes. That was it. So, at the end of the night, it turned out to be a crappy show. So it wasn't on me. Made a little announcement and pushed it back over on the bride.
It's amazing. Some people get really mad when you quick links out of their song.
Yeah. They just get into the groove and you take it away.
It's like, hey, what happened?
I mean, I can see if you're doing Paradise by the Dashboard Lights or the live extended version of Cha-Cha Slide.
Oh, yeah.
Not that, But to kill your clients with your kindness and kill your competitors with your kindness.
I like that. I like that.
Well, the old saying is, Howie, is you attract more flies with honey you do with vinegar. And I think that's a very true thing, is that, if you're very kind to people, but only that, if sometimes you put the olive branch out to other DJs or videographers or photographers or whomever, sometimes they will come along and go, "Hey, you know what? You're not a bad guy. I kind of like it." And they may send you, a customer or client or something, or at least you made another friend. And that's the important stuff. But going back to the original thing, I think this time of year, I'm getting ready for taxes and getting everything together, doing inventory and stuff like that, like what John was saying, doing inventory of your gear and equipment and so forth. But also, we have taxes coming up before you know it is around the corner. And this is the time of year between the wedding shows and stuff we have coming up is getting everything ready for taxes. And I think that's an area that we should also focus on to make sure that we have, ducks in a row. If you take mileage for your vehicle, maintenance, getting everything all organized for that. Because if you do your taxes yourself or you have someone prepare your taxes, either way, organization is very important. And again, being friendly with your preparer or being friendly if you're doing it yourself, again, not a bad thing. Send the olive branch out and, again, track more flash on honey than you do with vinegar.
But I found that even if they don't accept the olive branch, I've done my part, and I'm at peace with myself. And I'm
Very true, Howie.
fine with that. Who wants to go next? It could be anything.
Well, we're ready for Jay.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, Jay always got something.
yeah,
Well, he saves it for the header. I'll save Jay for the end because Jay's always got the goal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Surprise me. I don't even want to know what the question is. Just ask me at the end.
yeah. Going into the 23, yeah, I'm definitely looking at trying to do some different types of shows and just kind of expanding myself and practicing more. Practice. I know I do a lot of stuff on the weekends, and I'm usually pretty busy and stuff, but trying to keep it fresh, not just for them, but for me. Try new stuff that I haven't tried before, different song combinations and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of work on my music a bit more coming through the slow time coming up. And just listen to new stuff. Not necessarily new, but new to me, things that I haven't heard before. A lot of the deep dive stuff that Jay does and Brian listens to. I need to listen to more deep cuts and bring those out, bring them back forward, hits that you heard on the radio in the past that you maybe forgot about, and just kind of go that route. Just keep it fresh, do some remixing and more practicing. Got to practice. And I do definitely need to work on some more practice. Definitely. Never stop.
Thank you, Aaron. I guess you're up.
I mean, everyone has had really good things to say, and I think it's all true. I think you have to kind of approach things from an open mind, be positive, and just, this might fly a little bit in the face of it all. Yeah, I think you should work with the competition or others in your market. But, the reality of being a mobile DJ is the only person that's your enemy that wants to take you down is the mobile DJ. Just reality. So be kind, be professional,
Right.
but you know what? If they're not paying your bills, don't worry about them. If they're not lifting your gear, it's all good, because I guarantee at the end of the year, when you look back on your gigs, they're your gigs. I don't want to get too flowery and let's all be super, let's all be positive. But let's also realize, just do you, and just do the best you can do for you. Because I've had years where I'm like, I'm going to really work with all these guys. And, you go see them at a meetup and they're like, hey, man, so good to see you. And the biggest, the check's in the mail. I love you. I won't blag. The fourth biggest lie. Oh, my God, I just sent a client your way. Did she contact you yet?
Yeah.
So I know it's going to come off really negative, but just take it as, thoughts after 26, 27 years of doing this. Yeah, be nice, be cool, do this, try to help people, shoot videos. Obviously, it's your career. Either you're better at the end of 2022 than when you started, or you're not. If you're not, it's your fault.
Yeah.
If you let it slide, it's your fault.
Right.
Didn't fuck up, it's your fault. So
Exactly.
don't worry too much about Sally down the street. And it's true today like it was back then. If you lose a customer to somebody that's cheaper, they weren't your customer. You think Ferrari's worried that somebody bought a Corvette? No. They're worried about the guy that buys the Ferrari. Just worry about who buys you.
That's right.
You know,
That's where, like Brian always says at the end of his videos, practice, and and that's a key thing. That's why, I'm better yourself.
yeah, and it's very true. Practice
You can be the
Right.
best you can be.
Right. Practice and enjoy. And Brian is miserable. So he's not even taking his own advice. I mean, look at him. Does he look like he's enjoying this?
He ate a microphone. He's upset. He's chomping at the bit.
Okay, Brian, actually what it was is I said, hey, it's potluck tonight, whatever you want to talk about or bring up. And I just brought up, I'm going to be practice consciously being kinder, leading with a compliment, and then get into the discussion. But if you want to talk about mashed potatoes and gravy or whatever you want to bring up, it's up to you. It's potluck.
It's not a very popular thing to do. And it may upset a few people, but, I might declaw the cat because he's a bastard. He's just a bastard. I'd bleed less if he scratched me less, I'm thinking. That's one thing. So, what was the question? Something about just potluck?
Potluck.
Oh, no.
Cat and all the hate mail.
Well, that's okay. It's okay. I mean, sorry, I'm looking forward to more of the same, I guess. Things are happening. Things just seem to happen. Just keep doing your best.
Yeah.
And things just come along. It's always been the way it's been for me. If I ever try to achieve a goal, well, it just never works out. But if I just do my best, go out there and do stuff, things just come my way.
I know. I know what you're saying because people say, what's your plan? And I'm like,
Do I look like a guy with a plan?
really? Do I look like that guy? I
stumbled in 15 minutes late to your broadcast. I don't have a plan.
I don't have a plan either.
But I just want to do my best. And yeah, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. My gosh.
I agree. I've never advertised ever. Not one time. People ask me for that advice, and I have to tell them honestly, I don't know anything about it because I've never done it.
Yeah. How do you get your first gig? I don't know. Because somebody just told me to do it, and I did it.
Exactly.
How did I get my last gig? I don't know. Somebody just told me to do it, and I did it.
That's so true. That really is what happened too.
Just do your best, man. Always do your best. Be positive.
Yeah.
I'm not that person who's trying to smash the competition and no. It's an art form. We all do things a little different. Do I want to help? Of course I want to help. Do I have some ideas that I want to share? Of course I do. Do I care if you take it or leave it? No, I really don't. Do what you want to do. Do you. Be you. Whatever you do, make sure it is your calling. Don't just do things because you had the idea to do it. Do it because you really feel like that you've got something to offer, something new to offer, something different to offer, and do your best and do it with integrity. And things just happen for you. They just do.
They do. I mean, it happened for me. This has usually had traditionally always been my slow time, where I would start lining up gigs for starting in March all the way in, forward. And wow, out of the blue, now in a week, I'll be going up to Lake Placid for 2 weeks to do that big festival.
Yeah.
For our friend Eric, who's not here tonight, Good Guy Productions. And I said, well, why me? And he said, well, you do know your stuff when it comes to lighting, which is what I'm hiring for it. And he said, but you're easy to get along with. Everybody in the production trailer liked you. And I said, but I didn't say a word. They said, yeah,
Perfect.
we like it that way in the production trailer.
You know shit.
I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not talking.
That's an interesting thing to talk about too. You took the job because you wanted to do it. Don't do anything you don't want to do.
Right.
Don't make that mistake.
I agree.
I've had the unfortunate habit in the past of just saying yes to everything. Like if it was an opportunity, I said yes to it, whether it was really something I wanted to do or not. And I think I'm, mature enough now where I know when to say no. I don't want to do this. No, thanks, but no thanks. I did that with every New Year's Eve offer I had all year because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to drive 2 hours on New Year's Eve in the snow. I don't care how much you're paying me. And then finally I got this stupid offer, literally 48 hours before New Year's Eve and did it. And I'm glad I did it. But I wouldn't have had that opportunity of something I really wanted to do unless I would have gone ahead and said no to the stuff I didn't want to do.
Right.
Yes to it, I wouldn't be there.
Well, and it was close for you. And there was another thing, 25th anniversary of your last time there.
That was weird.
I mean,
That was really weird.
that's like that, like you said, things just come, and it seemed natural that you would do that on the 25th anniversary of a place. You were aren't you a regular on the roster there?
I did a 6-year residency there.
Wow, 6 years.
So that's like full circle. That came back full circle.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. So over 30 years ago, I was working there, and I worked there the other night. But again, I mean, I was true to myself this year about things. I said no to the things I didn't want to do, which gave me the opportunity to say yes to the thing I wanted to do. So I was just grabbing everything that came along just for the sake of doing it. I know when to say when. Listen to your body. Listen to kind of your anxiety levels on things too. Sometimes things come along, and unfortunately I've done it before. I've said yes to things I shouldn't have said yes to because it just the money was there, but on the other hand the stress level was there too, and it just was, you said it, and I always get it backwards. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, or the squeeze isn't worth the juice. I don't remember which. Okay, yeah, that one. It works either way though when you think about it.
Probably, yeah. I'll have to try that. I do have lemons.
Make some lemonade.
Anyway, coming in late to class. That's all I've got to say about that, I guess.
Well, it's really just potluck, really. I've just been so busy with getting ready for this big show or big event that I didn't have anything, so I figured I'd call on the A-team. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share or add, or anybody want to bring some meat to the table?
Yeah, don't let anything Jay said bring you down.
No, we're turning the corner. It's a new year. It's a lot more opportunity. Get out there, get your name out there, do some shows. 2022, was really the first comeback from the whole 2020 thing.
Right.
And we're all just kind of gaining our stride and getting up to speed. And I just think this is going to be a banner year, and I wish you guys all the best of success, and hope we all crush it. And in a year's time, when we talk about it, we're like, 23.
I think that, the thing you have to look at is two things. One of the things I always heard when I worked for corporations is, one, never be afraid of your competition. If you're afraid of your competition wins. And the second thing is that always move forward, never move backwards. And that's the way you have to look at 2023. You're moving forward, and keep moving forward, keep doing what you do, better yourself, and just, learn. And one of the great ways of learning is actually here on this show with Howie and Brian and Jay and everyone, and just be a sponge, absorb information, and make yourself, a better business owner as well as a better DJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can say I feel very much at peace right now. I have finished all of the programming that I need to do for this gig, and it's just drive up there and do a few small tweaks. Eric is back, I guess, from Disneyland, or World rather, and he threw a few items in there that he would like, and then boom. I was on the phone with Lori earlier tonight, and I just knocked him out, boom, boom, boom. And it just was, it's nice to just know that everything is ready, and I'm always prepared for the unexpected. And I don't have to carry anything or set anything up. I love that.
Other than your tablet, is the only thing you got to carry, right, Howie? Your tablet and some lunch. Perfect.
Well, I'm bringing spare everything.
Ribs.
iPads, the ribs, cables, yeah, ribs, yeah.
Mashed potato. Where's your meat? There's your meat, Howie.
You know, it's cool. Right next to our stage is a pizza shop. Then up 2 doors up, there's Chinese food. Then next to the Chinese food is a steakhouse. I mean, it's just like a quaint little beautiful village. They're gonna also read off, and it's like, and my hotel is across the street. You know, they and the people are the committee that's putting this on. He said, look, I have a special needs guy with a disability. Is there any way we can use a 4-wheeler, you know, or a snow machine to bring this guy in? And I said, and the best we could do is put him up in this hotel right across from the stage. So I was like, okay. And then I went online and looked it up, and it's a 5-star hotel. I was like, oh
yeah. Nice. Sweet. Even better if it was 33 feet from the transmitter. You can do it from your room right through the window.
From the window. I got this. Hi.
It just made, yeah.
Can you do a repeater or repeat the signal to the transmitter? Can you do that?
Got some math. Yeah.
Actually, you can because the ADJ Wi-Fi EXRs will transmit 2,500 feet. And I know that's true because I tested it. It really is. It'll beat anything like the Donners. You know, that kind of thing. I could step all over them all day. You know, I wouldn't mess with Donners or those, you know, little tiny things. You know,
but you technically you could sit in your room, eat one of the steaks from the steakhouse down below, and do the whole entire show. Never leave your room. That's not bad at all.
I mean, I'll use that out of his new gloves he got.
I could. But, you know, it is nice, you know, I mean, when we do talk in the production trailer, it's always pleasant stuff. And, you know, I'll talk to, like, the video guys with their stuff, because they'll come over and they go, you're doing this whole show with an iPad, really? And I go, yeah. And I said, here's how it works. And I go, all right, now it's my turn. You really doing all that with that little switcher? And then they get down and I'm learning how to do video switching. I'll probably never use it, but I love learning new stuff, tech.
Well, how you're a professional, and as a professional, you're always learning and expanding your knowledge. And I'm glad that they have you doing the lighting there, because you did a heck of a job last time. And I can't wait to see the video for this time, because I know you'll knock out the park yet again.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun, but wow, 2 weeks? I mean, that's pretty huge. But it's what it is it's a stepping stone to the Olympics. You know, all these people, they're coming from all over the world. So, you know, if they win, they actually have a podium where with the bronze or the gold, bronze, and silver, however it goes. And, you know, they've got so many sports. I mean, that's why it's taking 2 weeks, because they're doing everything every winter sport just about that you could think of, you know. But one thing I wouldn't do, not at this age anyways, jump off of that thing and fly like 300 feet in the air and then land them. No, I wouldn't do that.
No ski jumps? No.
Well, Howie, I can't see you on a toboggan. I can see you laying around those, you know, those little flight games going around.
I would try that. I would do that. I would try to steer that thing. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You fall upside down?
Yep. And helm crash into a corner. Yes.
But the way they have it is you can't actually go out. I mean, no. You know, it's not like
You was stuck in there. Hit your head on the ice.
you're just stuck for the ride to the bottom, and then they come and turn you right side up.
Yeah. You don't want to be the guy in the back that gets far out. You want to be like middle tube.
Yeah.
Where it's safe.
Use the other hand for pushing.
I want to steer. Try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the guy running in, jumping in.
Anybody else have anything else they would like to add here?
Well, we just quickly flash in the pad earlier. Jay's going to Expo in February. Let the other DJs know. Then go say hi to Jay Brandon in person in Las Vegas. That was February 20th, right, Jay? To the 23rd?
20th to the 23rd, I believe.
2023 in Las Vegas. If there's any DJs out there that want to go meet, you can say hello,
South
look at
Point
the product.
Hotel Casino on the Las Vegas Strip,
Where's it at again?
South Point. Which
It's
it's on the Strip.
Sort of, kind of.
If you've never been to Las Vegas, it's 7 miles south of the Tropicana. So
It's kind of like me. I live on Lakeshore Drive, technically Highway 32 in Chicago, but in Wisconsin and in Milwaukee. So I sort of live on Lakeshore Drive, and I sort of don't.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
80 miles away,
Just very close.
a different states.
You know, the viewers might say, anybody that's never been to South, you say, oh, it's only 7 miles, away. No, it's about 20 minutes to a half an hour to get to the Strip.
Yeah.
you're there the whole time. If you're
You can see the Strip from there, but it's because it's like
it's not
flat
the
there.
Ubers. Yeah, it's like a $25 Uber to get to Fremont.
Right.
Versus if you're at Caesars, Harrah's, Link, Bally's, Paris, any of those, you're kind of in the middle of this Strip, they call it. This is
It's like kind of like having oceanfront property in Arizona.
that's it. About. The only thing worse is the M. The M is even further away. The M is like at the peak of the hill coming into Vegas. So now add another 5. So you're a good 11 or 12 miles.
Wow.
And
Somewhere between Las Vegas and Barstow.
But here's what's funny. The Las Vegas Strip is like 40 miles long. Like we see it in Vegas. If you come up the 15 north to get to Vegas, the Strip starts way out in the desert, like 20 some odd miles away. And then if you get on it and start heading north, you go way past Fremont Street into like kind of the
Talk.
almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
I heard Brian channeling Hunter S. Thompson there with we were just coming into Barstow. Drugs here. He was a crazy guy, but he loved Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was his big one.
Well, there's just leaving LA, San Diego, anything in Southern California, you've got Barstow, Victorville, and Baker. And that's it. Like there's Hesperia, there's other little towns, but you judge everything on
I was forgetting about
to
Baker.
Barstow. Yeah, Baker's roughly an hour and a half out of Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's sort of when, the Baker to Vegas strip. Yeah, it's the last place for gas.
Yeah.
That's the last place for anything.
150 miles an hour.
And they got a place there called Alien Jerky.
Yeah.
It's beef jerky with an alien theme. I get it.
And the guy's got money to burn because every time I see it, and I see it 4 or 5 times a year, it's not only packed, it gets bigger.
There's nothing else there.
Behind it.
There's a gas station, a thermometer, and a beef jerky store.
Yeah.
There's nothing else behind.
No, there's the Mad Greek and then fast food. All the bigger places like the Bun Boy restaurant and all those places, they're all gone. And interestingly enough, in 2006, when I was at Starbucks, I did some show in Vegas and said to my boss, hey, I stopped at the Starbucks. I can't believe how quiet it was. She's like, where? I'm like, in Baker. She's like, if you ever want to work there, let me know. They're always looking for help. And there's like, at the time, 2 hotels in Baker where you can stay and they're pretty cheap. I'm like, yeah, why would I want to do that? 2006, the Starbucks in Baker was paying $25 an hour to their help. That's how desperate they were. I was making like $7.50 at my Starbucks.
Oh,
So almost 4 times what I made in Temecula, they'd pay you out there. But at nighttime, it's got to be nothing more than like messed out coyotes running around that desert. Like there's just,
Yeah.
there's,
caffeine addicted.
If there was a zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't know about it for weeks.
it would happen there.
Left his place.
And it would just be a slight rumor. They wouldn't even talk about it.
Yeah, they say zombies are coming. I guess they don't drive because we haven't seen them yet.
Well, when I was there 2 a month ago with Michelle. We took a right going through the main drag of Baker. You get to the stop sign at the gas station where you can get onto the 15 north towards Vegas or south down towards LA. If you turn right there, there's the Baker post office, then the Baker middle and high school. And then it literally is a sign like the next thing on that road is 150 miles away.
Yeah.
And it's just a road and it's 2 lanes. And you realize once you can't see Baker behind you, that's when it's all going to go south. That's when they're going to be like waiting for you. That's when it's going to go ballistic. And because now there's nowhere to go. No one's going to hear
Hills
you.
have eyes.
Scenes from every Vegas gangster movie, scenes from The Hangover, all happen somewhere between Baker and South Point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's nothing there.
Nothing else
Just
there.
nothing there. Yeah.
Well, on that happy note,
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome, guys.
we'll put a fork in it and say thank you all for watching. And as always, if you have a topic you would like us to cover, leave them in the comments below when this goes up next week. Good night, all.
Happy